Hi everybody, 21st of March, another day in my daily diaries of how I'm now coping with the loss of my wife due to Parkinson's. And today I've had another good day. Even though I had a really late night last night, bloody 4 o'clock by the time I got in bed. Well, it was Friday night, wasn't it? So I remember the days I'd be out until 4 o'clock, not just sitting up, listening to music and stuff. I could be out till bloody 4 o'clock. Anyway, I was still up at 9 o'clock this morning. Nice and fresh, actually. I'll probably go tired later, though. Up at 9, up, fed, showered, dressed, and I was out for 12. 12-ish, yeah, 12 o'clock. Just went to Morrison's first and got some ingredients for some soup, some tomato and basil soup I'm going to make, and a cauliflower and something, I forgot what it is now. And then I went over to, I had my shorts on again today because the weather's been really nice, so I'm hoping I might get a bit of a tan this summer, you know. And then I went over to Juice Wave Cafe, my favourite cafe for a change. But it was extremely busy. I mean, Cleveland itself was very busy. There was loads and loads of day trippers out. You could tell a mile out who were day trippers, but loads of people about. And the cafe was really busy. It was full of it. All the chairs were taken up outside as well, nearly. Really, really busy. It was good to see. Good to see. I mean, not just from a business point of view, but, you know, Carol, she would run off her feet. She only had one helper in today. I mean, in summer, she usually has two. And she definitely could have needed another one today. You know, so I managed to get a bit of a chat to her. But she said when they went to the funeral directors yesterday, supposedly, you know, to go and see Russell, her husband, they said he wasn't quite ready for her. So they've rearranged it for Monday, which is probably better for Carol anyway, because yesterday she was rushing about trying to get shut up and get people out and, you know, mop up and clean up. And anyway, Monday she doesn't open until the summer season gets going, but like next week when Easter comes. So she has Monday off, so it'll be easy for her. Monday morning, I think she said. So I've been a bit more calm. So both the daughters are with her. Yeah, so that'd be fun. And then I went for a really long walk along the promenade again. And I just sat on the steps because the tide was coming in. So again, I just walked down the steps and sat about 4 or 5 steps away from the sea. Just listening to the waves coming in and lapping up against the steps, and it's just so relaxing and chilling. I could sit there for hours sometimes just contemplating life and stuff that goes on in and around your head. You know, really nice. And then I sat up a bit further back, did a bit more walking, and sat on, you know, one of the not my usual seat, a different one further up, just watching people go by, lots of families on bikes and stuff, you know, and couples walking about, you know, men pushing their wives in wheelchairs and women pushing their husbands in wheelchairs. You know, just bringing back some memories as well, but you know. And that's when I sat there and I got to thinking that we're not on our own, are we really, going through stuff and shit in our lives. You know, everybody's got something going around in their heads. Everybody. You know, whether it's trying to deal with the loss of someone or whether it's just trying to deal with, you know, some trauma or something, you know, from the past. But we have to deal with it. Otherwise, it'll just fester and become like a virus inside your head. You've got to deal with it. You have to learn to deal with it and move forward. And I keep saying that the past is always going to be there, but until the day comes where we can get a time machine and go back and change things in our lives, then you've got to accept what's going on and have to get on with it. You know, it's like dragging a massive rock behind you constantly all the time. It's just going to stop you from moving forward. You've got to learn to leave go to enable you know, to move on smoothly and easier. A bit deep, wasn't it? You know, the issue I've got, you know, from mine, I mean, it's the Parkinson's disease. It didn't allow me enough time to fight it with and for Angie. You know, if it had been the 15 to 20 years plus, you know, that lots of people living with Parkinson's get, I could have and would have learned a lot more about it and battled it. I'd have battled it like, you know, as though it was a man having a go at Angie. And I could have and would have put up a right fight. But because it took her only like 4 years, it didn't give me a fair fight, did it? And I lost to it early on. I lost the fight early on because it didn't just come up and sneaked up on me. That's why I think I'm getting so passionate now about fighting it and doing what I'm doing. And banging the drum on behalf of people living with it, etc. I still might not be able to beat it, but I can do my best to make it have to work harder, you know, at getting at people. Because it's a sneaky bastard. It really is sneaky. It'll creep up on you before you figure it out and what it's doing, and then it's too late by the time you've figured it out because it's already sneaked up on you. That's what it did with me and Angie. So I just want to try and make people aware of what can be done to combat it and hold it off for as long as possible. That's my aim. People living with Parkinson's and just people in general. I know I'm just a little drop in the ocean, but if you get a lot more drops of the ocean, like myself, all banging the drum and doing what we can do, then some good will come of it. And if I can harp on and get on enough people, and somebody might think, oh right, yeah, I'm going to have a go at this. I'm going to fight this bastard thing. Then if I could just do that with one person, that'll do me. Hopefully more, but I don't know. I just want to make people aware. Right, that was a little bit of a rant, wasn't it? Bloody hell. That lady from Gateshead that I mentioned yesterday, she did get back to me last night and said she's all good now and coping with things, and so that's a relief, you know. So I've had a chippy tea tonight. I just fancied chips and fruity curry on my way home. Don't know why, don't know where that comes from, but I've not had a chippy tea for a while. So just a bag of chips and some fruity curry. You can't beat a bit of fruity curry, can you? And then some barm cakes, so chip butties, or chip barm cakes. Chip barm cakes or chip baps or whatever you call them in different parts of the country. We call them barm cakes. And I've got myself some strawberries and cream for later. See them there in the background. I've not had any of that for ages. Really looking forward to that. Strawberries and cream. Can't remember the last time I had that. So I like a bit of strawberries and cream. So right. Oh, I've not brought my t-shirt in. Anyway, I'll plug my Parkinson's t-shirt again. Either go on eBay and get it from there, or come through me again. Give me your size and your address, and I'll send you the bank details to pay it into. Remember, the 15 quid plus £3 postage, so it's 18 quid. But there's a fiver for for every sale going to the Parkinson's UK. Yeah, so let's get as many sold as we can. Somebody also asked me about dog coats with the same logo on the dog coat, because there's a Cure Parkinson's dog walking thing going on this month as well. Somebody else has told me about that. Again, sponsoring it, but they walk around with a special Cure. The dog walks around with a Cure Parkinson's thing on. So it's a possibility. The factory said yes, they can make them. They can make them and print the same logo on. So if that's of any interest, let me know. Obviously different sizes, different dogs. I'll get more details. Just fishing really. It might be another angle to go down. So if it is, let me know. And let's get some more of these t-shirts. So we'll get all these fibres added up. Again, thanks for your comments and all your support. Very much appreciated. And I'll press your like buttons, follow me, forward these videos on or repost them, as the official wording is. And I will do another one tomorrow night. So as per usual, you take care now. Bye.